MovieWeb.com.
Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't bring this up, and maybe it's not true, but I was reading on the IMDb page for you that you had a lot of leather jumpsuits from back in the day when you were a big fan of Eddie Murphy's. And I asked the guys if this had come out of your collection, the superhero
And they
suits.
told you no, right?
They told you no, but did you ever think about loaning out one of those suits, or did you get rid of all?
Well, I didn't have any leather jumpsuits. I had a couple of leather jackets in my early Eddie Murphy phase, so I didn't have the actual pants. Okay. But I had some jackets that were definitely Eddie Murphy inspired.
Oh, I read that and I pictured you in like the purple leopard suit from Raw.
Right. I wish if I could have gotten my hands on it back then, I would have been rocking it because it was he was a big inspiration for me. You know, I always loved Eddie Murphy, and you know, and just he was my idol. I loved him.
Now, one of the interesting aspects of this film for me is the idea of having no doubt in your brain, and I'm wondering, what do you think that would look like in your life if you had no doubt?
I think I might already have no doubt in my brain. I need to get the doubt taken away.
Really?
Yeah, that's probably what I got. Some of the problems I've gotten into.
No doubt.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think, you know, if I had no doubt in my I don't know. I mean, I tend not to hesitate. You know what I mean? For better or for worse. So like I said, so sometimes I probably need a pill to reverse that. You know, if we're gonna give, I need something to like give me a little bit more perspective sometimes, because I try to jump into things.
What's so weird is you never hear about the doctors trying to invent opposite pills. They're always antidepressants, but they never make depressed pills.
Right.
It's kind of an interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. You know, that's good too. You know, they got other things if you want that though. You know, there's other. Yeah. I can hook you up with that if you need that.
No, I don't need to be depressed. Right. That's the last.
But they got other things. You mix and match things. You get right where you need to go.
What I was gonna say is, I was reading that you did a lot of your own stunts in this, and they had you running into walls a lot. And...
Yeah, I mean, I did the easy stuff. The stuntman deserves all the credit that for the stuff that turned out good in the movie. This guy named Brian Height was just excellent at what he did, and just immersed himself and was fearless and just would do take after take. And I don't deserve any credit for that. The stuntman was fantastic and like just impressive. You know, he was like the Rocky of stuntmen. We just couldn't believe he kept getting back up. So.
Oh, with the car getting hit.
All of it, the jumping, the cars, the whole running into the. I was just like, you know, like he just kept getting up. It was like Rocky 1 through 6 watching him perform.
Well, I guess the one scene that took me back was the part where I guess it was him that jumped off the building, but watching it, I thought it was you, and you jumped off the building onto the sky, didn't I?
Yeah, no, it was a stunt. It was a stunt guy. It was very well crafted by Hal and Jeremy, the directors, and with the stunt guy. But he and those guys deserve all the credit for that. His body took a pounding doing it. He was doing stuff that there was no even consider. I was like, bye, I'm going. I'll watch. You know what I mean? I had popcorn. I was just like, I can't believe this guy's doing this stuff.
Now, do you spend a lot of time in comic book stores, or do you know a lot of guys that spend time in comic book stores?
No, I have very little interest in comic books. I have never really been a comic book person. You know, when we were doing the movie, I learned more about it. But I'm not a comic book person. I don't even like, you know, I'm not even really into superhero movies really that much. I'm into this superhero movie, our movie, but I'm not really, that's not really my thing. But, you know, I respect them and I you know, I go to see them, but I'm not like a comic book head. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go to like Golden Apple Comics and like sit there and like, oh, this issue of so-and-so.
You don't have your own box.
No.
Well, I'm interested to know.
But I know a lot of people do, and I know it means a lot to a lot of people.
It does. But this is kind of a different superhero movie. I mean,
yeah.
I almost wouldn't qualify it as a superhero movie after you realize what some of the themes are. And
right.
Going into that, I'm wondering, when you read the script or when you actually watched the finished film, did you sort of laugh at this guy, or did you have empathy for this guy, or did you feel embarrassed for him?
I didn't laugh at him. That's a good question. You know, as far as the character, you know, when you're seeing something through somebody's eyes, it just is what it is. I didn't judge him at all. I didn't think he was funny. I didn't think he was sympathetic. I just played it totally straight as possible. I didn't even look at it from the other character's point of view one time until I saw the movie. You know, I would just, you know, what he was seeing was what I was seeing, and what he was going through was what I was going through. I didn't look at it like, well, what he's gonna come off, or he needs to be this, or he's sympathetic, or funny, or out of his mind. Like, I just was like, whatever beat he was going through, that's the way I played it, and I think it was the most effective way for me to go about it. I try not to make any judgments of the characters that I ever play. I just let them be what they are, and the judgments are for everyone else.
Who are you? I come from a future that will no longer exist.